look in at the street, look at the train. What are the kids and the older ones doing? Yeah. They play games.
This is a journey. An ad journey is a journey like the game itself.
Mass customization is really important for us. So we call that hyperpersonalization.
So here we are, PGC London, not just any PGC London, right? Because this one brought together gaming and non-gaming officially. And in addition, it's where you're going to see the deals made, the ideas of when the two come together. But Nico, I have to say, you were ahead of the curve because I've known you for 3-4 years. And this is Pocket Gamer, this is PGC London, this is where gaming is coming together with retail in a big way because you, as a top loyalty program, it's a natural fit. Maybe just talk a little bit about Payback and your inspiration in the first place for bringing loyalty and gaming together the way that you are.
Yeah, originally Payback is Germany's largest loyalty program, 25 years old, and every second household is using Payback. But originally we came more from the classical retail business, so brick and mortar stores and classical retail transactions. But during the last 10 years, we added a very strong app. We are number 3 of the shopping apps now in Germany, and added additional services, not only retail, but also travel, banking, insurances. So part of everyday's lives. And due to the fact that we had so many, let's say, game-affine users within there playing small mini games, we thought about adding additional value to the user to being rewarded for gaming apps as well. So that's why we started 22, I think, our enhanced gaming section, and we were part of the rewarded UA wave there as well. So because we have more than 20 million smartphone gamers in Germany, and so getting payback points not only for your shopping at the grocery store or at the gas station or at the online shop, but also for things you love like gaming was the obvious next step. And due to the fact that now the industry is so mature regarding offer wall technologies, the advertisers are adapting to that channel. We saw a good user feedback of this additional services.
What was the feedback within Payback? I mean, because we got to be honest, 2022, that was early on. Now it's easy to say, hey, this makes sense, because how I play is how I spend, right? And how I play is who I am. So what better way to connect with an audience? And 20 million, that's a lot. But it wasn't probably always that way. There was probably at some point where you were possibly the voice in the room said, no, wait, you got to believe me on this one, right?
Yeah, so I think it's obvious. The gaming industry is within a cliche of what is that? That's gaming. So no one in the entertainment industry like Netflix or movie or others are having this problem. So gaming is always kind of, what is gaming? Is that serious? Yes, it is, because everyone is doing that. So we look in at the street, look at the train. What are the kids and the older ones doing? Yeah. They play games. So it's a very normal thing. So within our internal discussions, this was not a problem when I showed the numbers. So this is not this small niche. This is the mass market, and we can be one of the first one to do that. So that's why that was not a problem, because at the end of the day, we are looking what's the user demand and what's the user interest. And since we were seeing that this high affinity for smartphone games and small casual games, we thought it's obvious to test that if we add payback points to that. Mm-hmm. So that was not a problem at all.
And then also, the other point is bringing together the right rewards with the right players. I'm hearing so many people talk about, this is a journey. An ad journey is a journey like the game itself. There's gameplay, there's a journey in the game. And people are thinking now, well, what kind of ad? And, what I know about the user when it comes into the game from an ad, it tells me a lot and allows there to be like a flywheel effect of ad intelligence informing what you understand about their commerce behavior, right? Their shopping behavior, and what rewards, what offers on the offer wall would appeal to them as well.
Right. So, and I think the good thing from us as a player is that so many, let's say, rewarded apps are chasing for more or less the same users with a high affinity for rewarded mechanism. And this is a tough market because you're trying to target the same users. We have a very broad market in all of our broad reach because every second household is using Payback and have the data to target the right people for that. So it's not the core rewarded gaming app UA user we are targeting, but we target everyone else who might have an affinity for that. And then we can look at, is it age or other social demographic targeting criteria, or is it some affinities for specific other products, for example, you are buying, which tend to increase your conversion rate for that. So I think we are a good complementary player in the market for the gaming advertisers because we deliver incremental and not so usual supply to the market.
And also for your partners, because that offer wall is now not coins, lives, additional gaming moments. It is real. These are the objects, the real physical objects that fit with the gaming. So you're saying this is what I want to do. This is what I'm doing in the game, and it matches perhaps to a certain loyalty perk or reward. How's that working? How are you bringing digital and physical together in a way that makes sense for the players, giving them really what they feel they're rewarded for doing?
So at the end of the day, we try to distinguish the physical experience from the non-physical experience. So if you use, for example, the Payback app at the specific point of sale, the Payback app morphs to a mono-partner shopping app for one single shop. Right. So you don't get online shopping offers or travel discounts or gaming offers when you are at the physical point of sale, because there the only use case is what are my offers for this specific partner at this point of sale. So the app morphs to a, let's say, mono partner app. But when you're not at this point of sale and are in another use case like showing the Payback world and showing all offers, then we use, of course, the data we have from you and offer, let's say, the multi-partner world of Payback, offering travel offers, offering brick-and-mortar store offers, but also offering gaming. So we distinguish that from the use case perspective, but from the data perspective, of course, we use everything to do more relevant advertising for the user. At the end of the day, that relevancy is our core DNA, so we use data for that. If the program is not relevant, if the offers are not relevant, then we are not used. That's why we really use the data for relevancy only.
And mass customization of that, I'm hearing so much. When you talked about relevancy, now, of course, because of the data, because of the intelligence, because we can recognize patterns, we can recognize more in the data, we're able to create maybe not quite the reward for every type of player, but we're getting awfully close. Can you give me some idea of how you're making, literally, Nico, an offer they can't resist?
Mass customization is really important for us. So we call that hyperpersonalization. So when we really try, and that's the overall goal, to give you, Peggy, a completely different offer than you, Carver, as the cameraman, so that you really have let's say, at the end of the day, 35 million different personalization offers. We do that quite well in our traditional couponing business, where you get completely different offers within the spectrum. Not one for everyone, but maybe we get millions of different offers for specific stores. We try to, of course, through AI, do that on all channels and enrich also the creative base for that. But this will take some time so that we really can do, let's say, hyper-personalization of everything for everyone. Will take time, but we have the good basis for that. We have the data, we have the customer for that, and we have the infrastructure for that. So that's why we are working on hyper-personalization, because that leads to more relevancy, and more relevancy leads to more user success. And if the user is happy, the partner is also happy.
And those partners, they have another opportunity because many, many studios are saying, okay, well, I'm going to have my shop too, right? Web shops, they're here and they're happening. And it's not just for the companies with the strongest IP, it's really every studio can think about this differently. So in a way, you're bringing your offers to the players, but they're also bringing the players to your offers because they have shops as well. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about how you're explaining this when you're in your boardroom and you're showing the numbers. Now they're maybe seeing an even bigger opportunity, am I right?
That's right, and this is one of the top topics this year, since there's the change in the ecosystem due to regulation. I think this, let's say, it's not a mobile-only game. It's you have web and app and all web shops, so the whole ecosystem will change, and I think we can make a relevant part within that, because at the end of the day, these kind of loyalty programs at the end of the day are low involvement products. So you have to be relevant, you have to be well known, and I think with our Payback brand and the currency, we could be quite successful in Germany. But this is a step-by-step approach where we're saying, okay, let's look at now the new ecosystem in terms of their own shops. How can we manage that? We don't have a solution right now for that, but I think it's a really good opportunity for us to dig more deeper into the market.
So what happens is you start to play a different role as well, because you're not a loyalty program. You're more like, I don't know, what would you call it? A loyalty aggregator.
An aggregator
player.
Loyalty aggregator. It's not, let's say, not the retail traditional loyalty program. We're more super app or loyalty aggregator in that way. Right. So part of everyday's life. That's our goal. Mm-hmm. Reward every transaction or every other experience for the user.
So you're talking about being a super app, and for that you need partners, which you have. You've got consumers and customers. I use Payback, right? It is top in Germany for a reason. You're bringing together all these different parts. What is it, something that maybe we're missing when we look at this? Because you're a pioneer, you're building it, but others are learning from what you're doing. I mean, what was the most difficult piece or the missing piece that you're just now realizing and bringing into this complete journey that you're building?
I think one of the major challenges in the market right now is getting back to the core DNA of a loyalty program, which means be simple. Okay. So the top success factor of Payback is that it's really, really easy.
It's dead simple.
It's 1 point, 1 cent. Earning points and burning points wherever you want. Very simple. You have to invest 3 seconds of your brain for that, and then that's fine. Because loyalty is a low involvement product, you don't want to invest 3 minutes to understand what is that. So, but if you look at the loyalty program development during the last years, so everyone's doing their own apps with their loyalty program, it's much more complex for the user, because you have this discount for that, but you can combine it with that. So from a marketing business perspective, everyone thinks about, let's add this feature and this feature and this feature. Yeah. At the end of the day, the user wants to have a system which is very, very simple. That's why, for example, still we have so many plastic card only loyalty users, because it's 1 second of swipe at that. So and have growing your feature set, becoming more of a super app than a sole retail loyalty app. And on the other side, still being very simple to use, very easy to use, not complex. It's a trade-off and not too easy. But the tendency in the market, or the development in the market at the moment, goes more into the complex direction. And I think the users numbers will show that it's not growing anymore. So be simple enough, be relevant, but not add too many features. This is really one of the major challenges for the industry.
You mentioned numbers. I understand if you don't give me the numbers, but I love numbers. You know, because we have games, because you are evolving into what you are, which is going the route of a super app, you know, can you give me an idea of the uplift or the range of what this brings when you say this is the benefit?
So it brings, of course, I can give you a detailed number, but within our set, we have 17 million MAUs in Germany, and grew that double digit during the last years, and those we see all these users who use additional features like gaming, like travel, or like online shopping, are at the end of the day more active in the app. So it's not a, let's say, usage or money cannibalization business. It's a real added value. Of course, not every user of the app is using every service. It's of course it's not 100% penetration of that, but those users who are using specific services are using the app afterwards more than before. So it's at the end of the day, it's an engagement feature. And of course, there were some features which we didn't scale quite well that weren't used. So we will kill them. But since gaming is so relevant for more than 20 million users in Germany, this was one of our engagement successes as well.
And that is the way to engage, because how I play and what I play is who I am. The more you understand about me, the better the relationship. Right. So it makes a lot of sense. Last question, Nico, because I know I'm going to see you again. I have several things actually planned with you, but I see you next year. What do you want to be telling me?
That the rewarded UA mechanism mature in the gaming industry and now went to other industries. So that gaming is always first, and other industries follow. So I would project that other industries will follow these rewarded UA tactics and mechanisms. I'm not sure if that the next year, but latest in 3 years we have a different ecosystem than today.
And you will be in the center because you'll be a super app, Nico. I can totally see it. You're a builder and you're a pioneer, and you're very cool. Thanks so much for your time.